It has been a while. I can't even really give you a full update because I have read so many good books: historical fiction, nonfiction, thrillers, horrors, just basically everything. Like, this is my library. I'm in a new place, okay? Because I have been telling people this whole time that I am not a romance fan. And I recently realized that that is not true. This video might be long. I just want to talk. I just want to talk about where I'm at and how I'm feeling right now. So in February, I read two Ronald Malfi books, Small Town Horror and Floating Staircase. He is a supernatural horror author, and I think at this point I've read 10 or 11 of his books. Then I read Redemption by Jack Jordan, Adrift by Will Dean. Excellent book. Excellent. Then right after that, I read My Girl by Jack Jordan. I don't know if it was because those books were so good, or if it was because they were so emotional, or if it was just time to switch genres. By the time I finished My Girl, which was a novella, it was a short read, but goddamn, that shit just like really, like, by the time I finished that, I was exhausted. But then also the books were so good, I just didn't know what to read next. And that never happens. I usually always have a book or multiple books lined up. I feel like some people would call this a reading slump because I wasn't in the mood for anything. I didn't know what I was in the mood for. I really try to just tune in to, what's next. And if I don't really have clear direction, I don't look at it as a negative thing. It's just, okay, well, when the right book pops up, I'll know. I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to rush it. I'm just going to live my life and just chill. And if that would mean a couple of days without reading, a week, then I was willing to just wait. It just so happens that I ordered this book based off of the cover because it's like a really pretty foil print cover. And at the time that I ordered this, I was not in the mood for romance. When I received this later that night, I instantly knew I wanted to read this book. So I read it and I freaking loved it. I devoured it. And by the time I got to the end of it, I realized, I was like, well, hold up. I got to stop saying I don't like romance, because every time I find a good romance, that's all I want to read. So then I looked back at my romance experience, and it occurred to me that I just haven't been reading the right romances. So let's go back. 2015 timeframe, I think. I read Shades of Grey. I read Taryn Fisher has some dark romance, I think is what it would be categorized. I really liked those books. I read A Love Letter to Whiskey that I really, really liked. Fast forward, I like Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, The Kingmaker, Kennedy Ryan, Just for the Summer, Abby Jimenez, and is that it? I think that's it. And so when I look at those books, I devoured them. Like, when I say devour, I stopped reading everything for these romance books, and I'm like really in it. And the things that they do to my mind, body, and soul, like, oh, I like romance. When I think about all the other romances that I read and I DNF'd, I just assumed that I wasn't a romance fan. But after I read Real at the end of February, I was like, oh, okay, I need to dive deeper into romance. And it makes so much sense because I was trying to write a novel at the beginning of 2025. I was trying to see if I could write a thriller mystery novel just to see, which I cannot, like, I suck. But I wrote, I think it was like 130 pages of draft of a story. And the story kept trying to turn into a romance. And I was like, I don't even like romance. Why am I said, you know what, let me back up. let me, step away from this draft and I'll come back to it. Like, I just immersed myself in these different books with a new set of eyes because I just tried to write a book. So now I appreciate books way more than I did before. It was just 2025 was just a really cool year of reading for me. Looking back at my experience with romance, I do like romance. There's just a certain type of romance that I like. I like deep emotions and slow burns. Like, I really love slow burns. And I like when you have these two grown adults who have been through real life shit And then they come together and they make that shit work through healing themselves and loving themselves. Like, I really love those type of romances. Okay, so let's get to it. So, Real, I tore this up. Then I read The Last Man on Earth by Shay Sanders. I really liked this. This is a survival romance. I loved Villain in here. Villain started off as just, not my favorite, but watching him grow and loved it. Then I read Destined, which is what I love. It's a mixture of a thriller and a romance. It's a small town sheriff who's investigating a serial killer. And then we have this new chick who comes into town, and she has a stalker. So you have these two different, mysteries that are happening in the background. And then you have this really cute romance. And it's a small town. It's like one of my favorite settings. So this was really cute. If You Stayed. I actually have another book of hers that I haven't read, The Air He Breathes, which is right here. I'm not even going to lie. I just got this because the cover was hella cute and the story was decent too. I really liked this one as well. Then I read Behind the Scenes, Pierre. I loved Pierre. I loved how he carried himself, this new up and coming artist, film director. Logan, the female main character, she was just on her shit, on her game. And then she supported him. And it was just like such a cute love affair. This was such a sweet book. In all of these books, the slow burn was perfect. And the love scenes, oof. After I read this, I went and got Love Notes, which is another cute love story. And I think that's my favorite thing about romances, actually. Every one of us has a love story. To be able to read like all these different love stories is just so fun. It's fun as hell. And this was a cute love story. I will definitely be reading more books. She got a lot. She got a lot of books. I loved this book so much. Oh my God. This was actually kind of hard to read. Definitely check your trigger warnings. I don't read blurbs. I don't read trigger warnings. Even when the author puts it right up front, I don't read that shit. I like surprises. I was not expecting the dark side of this book. Kennedy Ryan is just so good at love. I loved this one. This one was so good. I had to pause afterward and just kind of really reflect on it. As you can see, I tabbed a lot. I wrote a lot with this book. I am probably going to do like a video that's dedicated just for this book. This was such a beautiful book. I love it when an author circles back. Like they have these themes that are in their books and you read it at the beginning and then that shit just connects throughout the book and you just see it full circle. Like this book was beautiful. So I was like, well, let me go read her first book because I love her so much at this point. I want to read The Evolution of Kennedy Ryan. My goal is to read all of her books. It's a lot, but it's okay because I got time. When You Are Mine was her first book. This shit was good. Like she came out the womb knowing how to write. Like this is a good story. And it continues with a book 2, so I'll be getting that soon. But before I get that, I will be reading book 2. Yeah, Long Shot, then Block Shot, which I'm going to start this tonight. I'm very excited. And then book 3, I don't remember the name of that. I'll read that at some point. So Restore Me, I started reading this and it's really good. It's I got about a little over halfway. I got to a point in this book where I feel like we've already got to the climax. Well, we've reached multiple climaxes at this point because the spice is hot. The spice is nice, okay? And it's slow burn and it's just nice. But we just reached a point where I'm like, where else are we going to go with this story? And so it's a soft DNF for now, but I'm not not gonna read it. So we'll come back to that. This book, the Mindfuck series, I thought it was gonna be, it is kind of a romance because you have an FBI agent who's in love with this serial killer that she's a badass serial killer too, and he's hunting her. He don't know he hunting her. I love the serial killer aspect of this and the FBI part, the investigations, but I'm not a fan of their romance. They had a very fast, passionate romance, I think literally on page one. It's not page one. I like slow burns, so I'm not really getting what I need from this as far as a romance goes, but that's okay because I'm eating up the thriller part. It is 5 books in this series and they're short books. This is all 5 books and I'm currently in the middle of book 3. So I'm enjoying this. It's just not giving me the romance that I'm looking for. So that is where I'm at. I am just in my little romance phase. Don't know how long I'm going to be here. It could be here forever. It could end tomorrow. That's just how I am. Blockshot is next, and then one of these other books will be next after that. We just roll with the punches. I just talked your ear off, but I just wanted to give you a quick update on how I feel about these romances.